Hey friends, Jared with Drone Talk Tuesday. Thank you for stopping by. As you know, every Tuesday I'm dropping bite-sized videos for you talking all things drone. And today we're going to talk about remote identification. What the heck does that mean and who does it apply to? Coming right up. Hey, what's up friends? Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Like I mentioned, we're going to talk about remote ID. Oh, this is such a hot topic in the drone industry. I can't even go into all the details in this video. I'm just gonna stick to the juiciest parts for you so you guys know what's coming up with the new laws. But there's been a lot of debate about this topic, but essentially remote identification was just recently established as a new law by the FAA earlier this year. And they are saying in the next few years, by September of 2023 specifically, all drones in the US are gonna have to broadcast their identification number along with their GPS location and things like that. So essentially when you put a drone in the sky, it doesn't matter for recreational purposes or commercial purposes, that drone is going to have to broadcast itself so that way law enforcement, air traffic control, and other officials can keep tabs on drones in the sky. Now the FAA is doing this so that way they can mesh drones into the air traffic system more safely, and it's going to allow for extended operational waivers. So right now we can't fly beyond line of sight. If we can't see our drone, we can't fly. But this waiver, this law and this new rule is going to allow for beyond line of sight types of drone flight. Now, where does that come in handy? Specifically with a lot of drone delivery companies, Amazon, UPS, and there's a whole bunch of other ones that are right now gearing up for this and they want to do drone delivery, but they have to be able to do it safely, and remote identification, according to the FAA, is the pathway to do that. So that's one of the big reasons why they're doing that, and of course safety. And so like I said guys, September of 2023 is when we have to all be compliant. There are a few little tiny exceptions in there, but we'll touch on that in another video. But essentially anybody flying a drone is going to have to remotely broadcast that drone's identification information. And there's three different ways we can do that as drone operators. Easiest way is way number one. Manufacturers have to build it in by law to sell drones here, so it's already going to be built into the drone and the drone's controller. You're not really going to have to do anything other than have a cell phone, and typically most drones are flown by a cell phone and GPS, and you pop it in the air and it's going to broadcast your stuff because it's already built into the software. So that's numero one. Number two on how to suffice that law requirement is to have a separate module that you actually attach to your drone, and that module is broadcasting the information. Now, getting into the details of that is a totally different video, but essentially you're going to be able to go out, get a module, link it to your drone with its specific identification information. So there's a few more steps to go through than just having it built right into the drone, but that's another way you can satisfy that requirement. However, if you're using a broadcast module, you're not going to have the ability to fly beyond line of sight. And there's a few reasons for that the FAA has put out, and we won't touch on that. But essentially, yes, you can suffice with just a broadcast module that's outside of the software built into the drone, but you won't have quite the same privileges. And then number three, say you have an older drone where the software is not going to be supported by the manufacturer and that software is not going to be updated, right, to allow for remote identification. Well, you'll still be able to fly it, but you're only going to be able to fly it in specific areas. The FAA calls it the FRIA areas. FAA registered identified areas. Basically, it's a small area defined for drone flight without remote identification, like a little drone park. And so they're going to be established around different communities, but they have to be established by a community-based organization. You as a person will not be able to file an application to set it up. An actual organization such as like the AMA, you know, that's for RC airplanes, would have to go through the process to set up this little, what I'm calling a drone park, and get that set up for their community. That is something I would be very interested for our community, because I think there will be some people out there who have older drones that want to fly them and don't want to deal with remote identification. They'll be able to fly them in these specific areas. And to the FAA line of thinking, ATC, you know, air traffic control, and anybody in the community will know that, hey, this area over here is going to have drones flying, and we know to steer clear of that. Pilots, you know, coming in and out of Stillwater and things like that. And so that's the three different ways you can satisfy that requirement for remote identification. And so do your research. If you are buying drones right now, get on the manufacturer's website and make sure that your drone is going to be able to be upgraded and have the support software in the future for remote identification, because I would hate for you to go out there and buy a new expensive drone right now to have fun with, and then you can't use it in 2023 other than in these like drone parks if there is one set up in your community. And so that's a little bit about remote identification for you guys. Like I said, it is a big, hot topic in the drone industry, but I hope I at least enlightened you a little bit about what's coming down the pipe in 2023, so that way you have a heads up when you're looking to buy a drone, either now or in the future. I appreciate you stopping by. Like I said, always drop a comment below if you want to reach out to me. You know, send me a text message, shoot me an email. I love hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you next week for Drone Talk Tuesday.